Hello, welcome to my channel. You're watching my bouncing back save with Watford. And yeah, we're in the Premier. We got through the playoffs last season, so this is the start of the new season. We've got a transfer update, and then we play our first game against Norwich. So, players out. We've had quite a few go out. Okay, we've been getting rid of players left, right and centre here. Kiyembe's gone to Stoke for 2 million. Wasn't never going to get in the team. Couple of frees then, and players have gone out on loan. Biggest one was Sarr. He went to Everton for 30.5 million up front. Can rise to 32.5 with add-ons. And then we've got a couple of players out on loan there. Now, players in, you knew about Tommy Doyle. Okay, brought him at the end of last season from Man City. We've also added Maxim Decker. Okay, 4.7 million. He's a defender centre. He's playing more defensive left for me. Alright, so he's playing more fullback than centre half at the minute. Not saying it's going to stay like that, but certainly at the moment that's where he's at. There's better options in the middle, that's all. He looks a good guy. Alright, he can develop a little bit. He's only 19 years old, so he's got a little bit of growing to do. We've also signed Mark McGuinness from Cardiff. This is one of the reasons the other guy's playing left back. McGuinness, 6'4", jumping reach of 16, heading 16. He's a big lump of beef, isn't he? He should do me the job at the back. I'm not saying he's going to start at the moment. Okay, we have got a few signings. We've got to change things around a little bit, so there will be opportunities. We've also signed Elias Gellert, okay, for 7.75 million. This is another fullback. Okay, he plays on the right. He's got good pace, good acceleration. He can tackle a bit, but just as important, he can cross a bit as well. So fingers crossed he's going to get out wide, get the ball in. And then we've just signed as well Matteo Gabbia from Milan. Okay, he another centre half. So yeah, you see, we've brought a few centre halves. Sorry, 6'1", jumping reach 13, heading 13. Just a little bit of experience. He's right at the maximum age of the sort of players I like to buy. 2.3 million. I've got to be honest, he's probably an investment more than a must-have, if that makes sense. Okay, we're in a position where a lot of the players I want are too expensive, and a lot of the players I want don't want. They don't want to come and play for us, so that's unfortunate. So we are going to have to try and look at that, get some money in the bank and go from there. So that's one investment there. It is a business at the end of the day, isn't it? So carry on then with players out. George Abbott's out on loan. We let him go on free, whoever he is. Hungbo's gone for 1.3 million to Sporting. Hammer went on a free. I've got to pay about 3k a week on his wages just to get rid of him. He was just taking up space. He was never going to play for us. And then all the rest are loan players. Okay, so players in then. We brought in Dujon Sterling on a freebie. Okay, he can do a job for us. Another fullback. It's another investment, but he can do a job for us if need be. Okay, maybe not what we'd really be looking long term, but he's there. This is a goalkeeper. Svetoslav Vutsov was a goalkeeper we looked at last season. He couldn't get a work permit, so he refused to sign for me. He's now still not got a work permit, but he agreed to sign. Okay, he's going to be awesome, isn't he? Business head on. He's an investment, guys. I don't expect him to play for us. He's out on loan. He cost me nothing. Putting my business head on for the club, why wouldn't I? He's worth 12.5 to 14 million currently. If he can get a work permit, he can come to the club. He still costs me nothing. If somebody comes in next season or a season after and offers me 15, 20 million for him, I'm going to snap their hands off. Simple as that. But he did agree to sign. We've got him in on a 4-year contract. He's on 14 grand a week. He's out on loan. Hopefully he's going to get a few extra caps going forward, and then he can get a work permit. So we will see. And we've just signed Zach All from Arsenal. This was one, I don't know if it's my director of football or my head scout put an offer in. We picked him up for $1 million, or just around that. What was it? 1.4 million we've picked him up for. Okay, he's a centre half. I'm probably going to see how the season shapes up, get him out on loan, and then in a year or two, if somebody makes me an offer, with the players that have cost us a net outspend of about £2 million, we've got about £40-50 million worth of talent. So yeah, Maybe not the best way to play the game, but it makes financial sense. We're at Watford. We're not rich. Okay. I have got one more transfer in progress. Okay. There's a lot going out. I've got Sergio Camelo. Okay. I've just put an offer in for him. He's a 22-year-old striker, centre. I've managed to get him in as like a squad rotation player. He's not expected to play first team football this season. He's going to be a good one. I think he's going to do the business. I'm hoping he can come in and get us some goals. We needed a bit more options up front and out wide. This guy can only play striker centre, so that's fine for me. That's where we want. So looking at the schedule we're playing Norwich today at home. Okay, it's first game of the season. I did think about playing these two and coming back for the Man United game, but I always like to do the first game, and it's Norwich who won the league last season, so it'll be good to see where we're about with them. We're expected to finish 17th. 18th now. We've dropped one, so we're expected to be relegated. Okay, we're one below Norwich, so this would be a good marker to see where we're at with them. The only players I've got in the dream team is Fuente and Asprilla, both attacking players for me. I had a few offers in for players. They just don't want to come to me. It's a pity because they were good players actually. So disappointing, but there it is. That's better. Normal service resumed on this wet and cold Sunday morning. You're going to see this Wednesday, I think. This is Wednesday's video. I'm at work all week, so I've got to try and get ahead on the videos so that I'm not sort of doing twilight videos which never seem to work out quite as well. So the team for today then, and this isn't set in stone for the season. Okay, this is a team I'm opting to go with. We're working on our tactical familiarity as we often have to. Okay, so we've got Trafford in goal. Okoye has been playing really well. He wants to be first team goalkeeper. I just don't trust all his mistakes. So yeah, first couple of games anyway, we're going to go with Trafford. You watch him make some mistakes now. Then we got the new guy Jaller, new guy Gabia, Hoyt and Decker across the back. Okay, so this is a guy I said it's an investment. We're going to start with him simply because Porteous is injured. Sirietta's got his butt in his hands. He's not happy. I don't know why. He wants more than what he's capable of giving. And I've got a couple of other players here, but I'm going to stick with Gabia today, and then we'll see where we go with that. Decker out wide left. Midfield, loser Bove, Papulu. Bove's in central midfield, ball-winning midfielder, because that's the promise I made him. I don't want to upset him. Potentially he's going to be a good player. He's only 21, and I want to keep him on side. He is going to rotate positions a little bit with Tommy Doyle this season. Also a good player. And yeah, so we've got the option there. I've actually got two squads. I've actually set up a first team and a reserve team for cups, and if I want to rotate the entire team, which I never really do a lot anyway. Dolan and Wellmark out wide, left and right. Obviously we lost most of our best wide players through the close season, and Asprilla is starting up front again because he's on a promise that I didn't even know I'd made, that I play him as an advanced forward, even though he's obviously much better as attacking midfielder. But these things we have to live with, and I don't want to lose Asprilla. Fans love him. He won everything for the fans last season. So we've got quite a few players. Somebody's gone out on loan or something with a squad number, so I'll have a look at that when we finish. So Jaller's first one to get a number this season. So we've got 26 now in the first team squad. A little bit big. 24 is really ideal, but I'm happy. I've got a few I want to get rid of, but teams don't want to play them. Don't want to pay the money for them. So I'm not going to give them away. I'll just send them out on loan and try and keep them sort of ticking over. So it's Norwich. We're at home. We really need to hit the ground running. Okay, we had a torrid end of season last season. I still honestly believe that we would have won the league had we not been knocked out of the FA Cup. We were there or thereabouts challenging. We'd beaten Norwich comfortably earlier in the season and West Bromwich Albion, and then we got knocked out of the FA Cup by Blackburn, and we laboured to 4th place in the league. But we did manage to get through on the playoffs, so that's good. So here we go. We're in the yellow. We're at home, playing Norwich. Both teams promoted from last season. One of the reasons I wanted to do this fixture, the Man United one I know is a bit more juicy, but they're going to have my butt on a silver platter, aren't they? So I thought we'd play a game where we at least had a chance of picking up some points, or we could see that, well, actually, my transfer business has been a total load of tripe, and yeah, I shouldn't be in the job. So, time will tell. We're going to encourage. We're 20 minutes in. No highlights as such yet. We are shading everything, which is good to see for first game. A lot of these players haven't played together before, remember? So, you know, it always does affect the team cohesion and everything. But we're doing okay. So, Trafford out to Hoyt. Hoyt's still my club captain. I'm really impressed with Hoyt. I really am. He played really well last season. Just hoping he can make the step up to Premier. Pepelu over the top. Well marked straight through. He's got a score here. He could. Oh, the keeper made a good save. Well marked scored for fun in pre-season, and please don't do anything stupid. Get your hands down. Let's just walk away. Thought he might be trying to wind up a referee there, and Wellmark there, he's got back and won the ball. Wow, if you remember, he started really well for us last season. Wellmark got injured and then struggled to get back into the team and get his fitness back, but here he goes. He's starting this season on fire, and he's through again. It's deflected off the defender just over the bar. Still 0-0, just approaching half time. I can't say that I can really complain about our performance so far. I think we're playing well. We seem to be neat and tidy with the ball. And ideally, we do need to be careful with Norwich. I mean, they did beat us at the end of last season. I think it was 3-2, was it? When after we'd been knocked out of the FA Cup, and we were in a right pickle, wasn't we? Nothing was going right for us. Now we're in trouble with the overlap. We've got a little bit more pace in the fullbacks this year, so I'm hoping we can do a little bit more with dealing with these balls on the floor. I'm still gone with the giants in the centre of defence, or as big as I can get them. I can't help by a 6'8" central defenders to clear the ball and hopefully score goals at the other end. Although last season that wasn't a lot of that. And here we go, lovely ball down the wing for Dolan. Now Dolan's had a good pre-season as well. He's really forced his way into the club. Not driven, he was driving into the box there, and it was a good save by Gunn, who's retained his number 1 spot at Norwich, I see, from last season. I'll have to have a look and see whether... No, it can't be. He was playing when I was a kid. And that's a lovely ball in, and Sprilla turned on it, hit it first time, but Gunn got down well and made the save. So half time, pretty evenly matched, I guess you'd say. We have looked the more likely. Got to pump fists. Come on, guys. And then I'm going to demand more at some point. So this is why you have to sort of set them up for it. So here we go. No substitutes at half time. Everybody's looking pretty fit. Bove isn't playing brilliantly. Neither is Wellmark, even though highlights would suggest different. And there you go. One little passage of play. And he's taking a knock now as well. So we'll get to 70 and then we'll have a look. Trafford playing in a defence. Hoyt out wide to Decker. Now Decker has got the ability to get forward. He is an attacking fullback. He's playing defence or support for me, simply because I don't want to have all my players rushing forward right from the off. So Decker again now. But if he gets his head down and gets going, he's hard to catch, I can assure you. But not going to see that today by the look of it. Gabbia, do not get caught on the ball now. Still learning about some of these players, of course. It's the first and that's a lovely ball into Asprilla, and he's rifled it into the roof of the net. The ref's got his arm in the air, he's waving it about. VAR is going to have a look at this and say he was onside and it was a goal and we're 1-0 up. And it was! Let's have it! Gabbia played a lovely ball out wide to Jallert. New guy Jallert then. I did say, didn't I, in the talk? Oh, he actually played it into Pepelu, so I was expecting him to drive and get a cross in. But Asprilla with a lovely finish in the middle of the goal. 1-0. Promising start. If we can maintain this level of performance, it's going to be a tough season. Jeez, I don't think I've ever been in a position where they've said I'm going to be relegated. Not for a long, long time. So we're going to bring in Prosciutto. Another of the new guys. Okay, he's an Argentinian. I say new guys, I think he was out on loan actually last season, so he's new to me but not new to the team. So we're at 17 minutes. You've got both coming off. That's going to put Tommy Doyle in there. Let's get these tactics out. So Tommy Doyle doesn't want to play ball winning. He wants to play deep lying and defensive, which works better for me. I'm only playing both there at the moment simply because I don't want to upset him. So we're going to give Del Fuente a go. Again, I'm only playing Asprilla up front because I don't want to upset him, and I've made promises that I didn't even remember making, if I'm honest. Tyrese Dolan, he's a little bit shattered at the moment, so we're going to bring Liam Delap on for him. And that's 1, 2, 3, 4. Do I make a fifth one? My back four look good and settled, so no, we're just going to make the 4. And here we go. So 75 minutes in, 1-0 up. We're playing balanced. I'm not stupid enough with this Watford team to do much more than that, because Miguel's through and he's quality just over the bar with his first touch of the game that we've seen. And he was offside anyway. So Del Fuente could be a very good striker for us if he can carry on his form from last season and maybe add a couple of goals to his tally. He scored some good goals for us last season in important games. But we need, let's be honest, we need a 30-goal a season player. Not sure we've got it. Oh, and that's loose. Not sure we've got that yet in this team. So it's going to be a struggle. And that's a lovely ball in, and it's 1-1. Opening game. Really do with the points here at home as well. So we are actually going to go positive. Didn't want to, but 85th minute. That's disappointing. We've done so well, and I think that's the first highlight they've had, isn't it, where they've looked like, and it's driven in across the floor, and now we just have to keep our heads up. It is a worry. So we've got 94 minutes, that's it, 1-1. Not the perfect result, but it's better than a defeat, isn't it? And I do think we shaded it, if I'm honest. Yeah. Still a lot of games to go for the weekend, so 1-1. That's disappointing. So we got Villa away next, and then Man United. We'll come back, and I've got, who's this now? Wellmark's picked up an injury out for 2 to 3 weeks, damaged foot. That's disappointing. So let's have a look at the schedule. We're going to come back. We've got some juicy games coming up, obviously. We're not going to do the Man United game yet. We'll pick that up second half of the season. I think I'm going to come back. We're going to do West Brom, who were also promoted with us, and Chelsea, who are second favourites for the league. Thank you very much for watching. I hope you've enjoyed it. If you have, please leave us a big like. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button. It would be appreciated. Get the video out there for everybody. And I'll see you next time. Take care.